Bongiwe Nakani, typical village, township, city girl. You place me anywhere, I will blend in. I'm originally from Eastern Cape, Eledefrey, Kutsembei, but I grew up in Khayelitsha because my mother was a domestic worker here in Cape Town, so we had to move so that we could get better education here in Cape Town. Growing up in Khayelitsha is always interesting. Of course, it's your typical township, a lot of crime going on, you know, unstable households. But I was fortunate enough because my mother was a Christian, so we were church girls. Every Sunday we had to go to church, during the week at school. So the township life never affected us in a bad way. My older sister, Bongiwe Nakani, she was involved in a local choir. So in the evening, she would take me with her to choir practices, and that's where my love for music started. So I really looked up to her, and she was a scholar. She loved education. She still does. So my older sister was and still is my role model. Growing up, in primary school, I was in the athletics team. I was not a runner or a marathon runner. I was in the, I don't know what to call it, but I was throwing discus and shot put. But of course, we had to do some running and everything. So this one time, you know, in black people school, you are forced to go to the choir practice during the break. So one of the teachers forced us to join the choir, but because I was familiar with this type of music from my sister, it was okay with me. Little did I know that I would actually like it. But opera, no. I didn't even know opera existed. And then in high school, I joined the school choir, willingly this time. I joined the school choir, and there was a section where they allowed students to take part in solos. So to us, it was just solos. Gandhi, it was extracts taken from operas. So that's when I understood opera, that there is something that is called opera. So my first solo aria was in high school. I was doing grade 9. I don't remember the year. So I was exposed to opera in high school, but just small extracts until I got to university. I enrolled at the South African College of Music Opera School in 2009. Still, I was just exposed to small extracts from operas, not a full-length opera production. I didn't know opera would be like a 2-hour duration. I was just exposed to those 5 minutes, 10-minute segments, you know. So when I came to UCT, of course I auditioned, and my audition was successful. And then as part of the curriculum, you have to be part of an ongoing production. So I was casted as one of the chorus members, and to my surprise, it was like a play, but we have to sing to communicate. I fell in love with this craft. You know, it was something totally different from me. I grew up singing in choirs. We just stand in a line. And then I was exposed to solos. You just stand there on your own. And this one, everyone is involved. Like, there's a whole team. There's tech, there's stage hands, there's props, there's costume, there's makeup. So for me, it was like being in a movie, in a way. So that's when I decided, you know, this is what I want to do. This is, you know, it's beautiful for me. And I loved it. I felt alive every time I had to be on stage, because it felt like I was portraying this different person you know, and it's nice. At the beginning, they were against it. Like everyone, my mother, my sisters, everyone was against it because, mind you, opera in the black communities, it's still, like we still have a long way to go in educating people. Yes, you know, it's a foreign thing to black people. And my sister kept asking, but who do you know or successful who owns a opera? Like, is there anyone? And there was one gentleman, Patrick Tikolo, my current teacher. And I would say, Mr. T is still at UCT, he's even teaching now, so I want to be like him. And she would be like, Bongiwe, no, find something that's gonna be stable. And my mom was like, you are going to sing and get paid. Where have you seen that? You might as well sing at the taxi rangomos and let people pay, you know, for your performance. So it took a long time for me to convince them. So this one time I entered a competition called Shock Music competition here. It's for the students here in UCT. And I invited them for the first time to come and watch me. Of course, they would watch me in the high school competitions and they were happy because, you know, she's in high school, it's a, you know, fun thing, and then it's just a hobby. She'll just, you know, outgrow this. But I didn't. The love for it just kept growing. So I invited my family to come and watch me, and to my surprise, they were sold. Like, they were like, you know, I think you can actually do this. And I even won the competition, but I came in second place. So they were like, you know, it's fine. Try and see where it gets you, you know. So eventually, they came along. They came on board. You know, it's funny. It's like, you know, when there's a famous athlete in the community, everyone celebrates that. How Sandile is a runner, he wins medals, and it's like that. Bongiwe is a singer, he sings this Pavarotti music. Okay. But whenever maybe I do a concert, they will come. Okay. Even if you are going to sing opera in the township, you have to put some folk songs there so that people can sing and dance and action. This opera thing is not there. As long as you are going to sing something that is familiar to them, they will support. So the support is there, but still understanding the genre, the you know, everything that goes around into, you know, producing an opera and letting people come and understand it. We still have a long way to go in teaching people about this. Taking part first international singing competition and being in the top 3 and earning a contract with one of the biggest opera houses in the world. You know, that's my greatest achievement. This competition was my very first international competition. I've never taken part before. I took part in Neue Stimmen, which was in Germany, Gütersloh, and we were 300 participants. So this was my first experience. Even if you'd see my videos, I didn't even know what to wear. I wore my mother's skirt, idaki, because I wanted to be different. I've never been outside of the country. I wore my sister's beads, you know, and when I got there, people were wearing ball gowns, you know. But Bongiwe, being Bongiwe, I was like, I'm going to rock this outfit. They will never forget me. So, you know, taking part in that competition and being recognized in that same competition, and immediately after that, getting a contract in Vienna State Opera, people audition to get into that house for years. I didn't even audition. I was just picked, you know. I was at the right time, at the right place at the right time, you know. So yeah, that's my greatest achievement. Singing in Vienna is the greatest achievement. If you reach that point, you're like, "Cloquilo life," like
you made it.
Like seriously. And you know, it was supposed to be a 1-year contract, and ended up being 5 years. I spent 5 seasons there, which is a very big thing. You have to love this. You have to want it. It's more like a calling, man. You have to fall in love with your voice, with your art. You have to be an artist first, because it shows when someone is just singing for the sake of singing and just getting paid. But when a singer steps on stage and tells a story, even if you relate, even if you do not relate to the story, but you know, it's very nice to watch someone, you know, getting involved into the character, understanding the music, and understanding their voice as well. It's beautiful to watch. So hard work, be determined, and be willing to learn new things, because I was never exposed to opera before I knew like there was something called opera. But when I learned about it, my love kept developing. I kept learning new things. I'm still learning even now. So, but the one important thing is hard work. I've been married for 7 years, and we've known each other for 9 years. It was love at first sight. We met in a choir in Pretoria. I was invited to sing with the choir as one of the soloists. So I was coming from Cape Town to Pretoria. He was coming from Eastern Cape to Pretoria to sing in the same choir. He's always been a member of this particular choir. So, love at first sight. He took his shot at that moment, and the rest is history. I would confidently say he's my biggest fan, because ever since we've met, he tries by all means not to miss my performances. Doesn't matter where I am in the world, he will try by all means to be in that audience, to be, in that same space as me. So even when I'm preparing for a role, he's the one who's like, how far is it coming? How is Sarah going? Are you comfortable with this role? Is it emotionally challenging? So he makes sure that he's involved, So he's been very supportive and makes it, easy for me, not to worry that I have to cater to my husband, I have to do this and that. No, he makes it very, very easy for me. When my mother-in-law first saw an article, a newspaper article about me, she said, we celebrate when you're actor. Aibo, why didn't you guys tell me? I will sing you on Generations Next. She didn't understand that I'm a singer. I'm not just, I'm not an actor or anything like that. So they're also supportive, and they also understand that I have to travel from time to time, So everyone has been very nice and accommodative about it. When we are studying here, we have, let's say this particular subject maybe called opera history. You listen to these videos of stars, in fact, singing, and then you do assignments about them. I got to perform with people that I would do assignments with, I got to perform with the stars, the world stars, and being amongst them was, for me, I'm done, I did it, But of course, I would love to teach, singing and also, of course, perform here and there. I do have a music development organization that is based in Khayelitsha. It's called Bongiwe Nakani. I started this with a childhood friend of mine, Nolizwi. Yeah, so we combined both our names. So basically what we do in Bongiwe, we teach music to disadvantaged children from the township because we don't have resources, to go and take private lessons in institutions. And coming from the township myself, there were days when I really wanted a proper voice teacher, and there was none in the township. We had to come and here in Mowbray to pay for a session, like a session for 2 hours, 500 rands. So these kids, they don't have that. And we give them that, out of love of music and of course in development as well. We still need to grow as a country because it's still not recognized as let me say, as hip hop, white or pop music. I think it still sounds and looks foreign to other people, especially the government, They recognize choral music, gospel, and then when it comes to opera, and also I understand because most of the time we're singing in foreign languages, your Italian, your French and German. But now what I've noticed, we have emerging South African composers who are composing in our indigenous languages, and I think, of course, we're still growing. Eventually, I think the support will be more other than now, but because now we're still, trying to get it out there so that people can get more of this music so that they can support it.
Amor